What's up, everyone? This is Sandy coming to you live. And no, I'm not at home. I'm away with my wife at a conference. So, again, thank you for joining us here today at Let's Talk D2C. I'm one of the co-founders here with my partner in crime, Vincent. How you doing today, buddy?
Doing great. How about you?
Good, good. I'm kind of on a mini vacation. My wife is in conferences all day, and I get to hang out in this amazing hotel room, as you can see. So
Yep.
it's so far so good. We've been here one day. I'll be here for a little bit longer, not too much, but yeah, it's kind of like a mini vacation for me. But it's good. It's good to be the king.
Yep.
So how are things in your end of the world?
Doing great.
Yeah,
Not much happening. The usual stuff.
yeah, the usual stuff. It seems like that's the best place to be right now. The rest of the world is going crazy when it comes to politics and trade wars, and yeah, everything's cool there, huh?
Well, I'm sure something's happening. Just that I'm not really, uh, doesn't
Keep it,
really concern me, I guess.
yeah.
It,
So,
uh, it, it affects more of those in the manufacturing side, especially
uh,
those trade wars. Yeah, is affecting the manufacturing.
yeah, yeah. Well, um, as we're talking about trade wars a little bit, we're going to be sharing some things that are directly related to that. And the point I'm trying to get to is that, we've reported that the trade war has cost the U.S. over 300,000 jobs already. So how what they say, it gets worse before it gets better. We already talked about that's going to be affecting a lot of store closures, and maybe that's what they're talking about because a lot of the stores were getting imports from China. So yeah, we're we're in a crazy world right now. That's all I have to say. So anyways, again, welcome you guys to Let's Talk D2C, where we really try and focus on how to help you to create better relationships with your audiences. Gone are the days where you can build these massive email lists and just bombard people with information and take your take on things and buy. No, these days is about how are you, John? How's the children? Sharing behind the scenes, building those meaningful one-on-one relationships with people so that they get to know, like, and trust you, as we like to say. So that's what we do here. A couple of things we like to do in helping you to understand the industry that we're in, which is direct to consumer, is we like to share news with you, e-commerce news. Sometimes that's related to things like, which is definitely e-commerce, Facebook, Libra. We
Mhm.
share things about Amazon. Both of those we're going to be sharing with you today. Also, Shopify has got some really amazing things going on. Well, not amazing, but they're growing up quite
Yep.
quickly. So we're quite impressed with what's going on with them. And then we've got some information we want to share with you about Instagram, but also, what we at the core of what we do is we share with you um, basically how to dig into those relationships with a relationship builder template. We have a little template that we share with you that will help you to kind of with that buyer's journey, that relationship, and each thing that you need to be doing. So we like to meet you where you are and give you a template as to how you can further get to a place of becoming what we like to call a product ecosystem. So we'll get more into that a little bit later, but we're going to jump into what we call a store speak critique, which we do every show when we take a store that we like and like what they're doing, their product, their branding, we like everything about them. We critique them, share things that we like about them, share some things that they can improve upon, and then we do what we call um, a demo of their store where we take and do. Vincent is really good at doing a case study of what these stores can be doing in a demo bot kind of way. So, in helping you to create those relationships, that is basically what you want to do is get to a place where you can have those in-depth conversations. But first, you want people to come to feel like they're getting the answers that they want right away. Because if you don't give them what they need, they're going to go to your competition. They're going to go shop somewhere else. You become an educational source, but you haven't figured out how to deepen that relationship. And of course, we know email is not what it used to be. So you've got to figure out how to, short of adding 100 people to your staff, how are you going to create deeper, lasting, trusting relationships with your audiences? Right.
Mhm.
Oh, with that said, let's see. Let's go jump into recent e-commerce news. Let's see. What have you got on the screen right now, Vincent? Something related to that?
Yep,
Okay.
it's more related to direct to consumer.
Okay. Let me share your screen real quick.
Yeah, so there's a new concept of department store here, which is called neighborhood good, and basically all the things that they are that is inside that department store are all direct to consumer goods brands. Yeah, and they just recently got funded, and I believe they just opened a store in Austin or something like that.
Texas.
And yeah, so they only carry direct to consumer brands. So let's go and check out their website. So they have a website, and they also have a storefront in Austin. Yeah, yeah, Austin coming for you. Oh no, so it's not open yet, I guess.
Oh, okay. Coming. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean it's an interesting concept that only direct consumer brands that they are selling.
Mm,
So I guess it's not exactly direct to consumer anymore. I'm not sure how that works.
yeah. Well, um,
Yeah.
so give me again, share with me what's special about this site to you.
Um, nothing's really special about the site. It's just the concept. The concept
Yeah.
that there are different type of department store.
So are they on a storefront as well?
Yeah.
Different type of department store in what sense? Again, I'm not sure I understand it. They're directing
Only
consumer.
very direct to consumer brands. That's how they're different.
I see. Okay. Okay. So they're acting like a wholesaler then, or I'm not sure
Yeah.
I understand. So they're wholesale.
Yeah.
They the real they. So is that they're getting a better price because they're dealing directly with, or I'm not sure I understand the
From what I
value.
see from their website here is they're more into telling them about the story about those brands.
I see. I see. So they're helping to improve that brand awareness by being like a hub, but telling the story of those
Yeah.
different brands. Yeah. But they also have a storefront then.
Yeah.
So if you want to, you can walk into that store, which is wherever they are, but they're also having one in Texas,
Yeah.
Austin, one coming.
Texas is coming. This is already open in Plano, Texas.
Where is
Last
it?
This last year. Plano, Texas.
Oh,
Close
okay.
to-
Okay. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
interesting. That'll be interesting. Um, so where they have foods and drinks, they have all kinds of stuff there, huh?
Hmm.
Events. That's their own events. Then looks like.
Yep.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how that develops. We'll try and keep an eye on that. I see neighborhood goods. Okay, interesting. It's kind of like a flea market. Do they then? Let me think how this would work for me. If I had to visualize something like this, which was being better than like a Macy's or something, it would be more like a flea market where it's more like an open market where people behind the counter are actually the people who are selling their brands, their stuff.
Hmm.
That to me would be kind of a new concept in the sense, again, if you go like we go to the market, as you know, we go to buy fresh produce every weekend, and sometimes we have a guy comes to our home in our parking structure and brings fresh produce.
Hmm.
He has his own table. I can only imagine that he has his own little farm where he brings all his foods This would be an amazing concept to attach to that same kind of idea where, you're speaking to you walk into this department store and the people behind the counter, that is actually their brand, like a flea market kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's cool. Did you say that? Did I miss that or
No,
or
I'm not sure that's exactly how this works, but I mean, what you said, that concept is pretty interesting.
yeah. I mean, that would be ideal to me. Um, that's how I would, because otherwise they would just be more like a Macy's or, another department store,
Mhm.
but they're just telling their story. So, yeah, man, I hope that's how that works because that's a better idea than just, oh, here's what's in our store and here's their story. Well, we'll keep up with that. I mean, that probably it's got to be to me a better. That's probably a better scenario, or probably I hope that's how it's working. Like, imagine you go into like a Macy's, and everyone that's behind the counter is the owner. You're talking directly to the owner. How amazing would that be? And then if they had a setup where when people walk over, they have kind of like they can go live or something, or special events that they're doing, a special sale, talking to customers, answering questions for them. That would be really cool. That's a good concept to me. I like that idea. Well, keep up. We'll keep up with it. We'll post it on our Facebook and schedule it. In fact, we'll schedule that live today. Kick that to me inside of Messenger so I can open it, and we'll schedule that to go. And when we do, I forgot to share that. One of the things that we do is that we also are jumping more into sharing with you um, Facebook, using Facebook. Um, where is it? Got so many tabs here. Um, Creator Studio was so that's I neglected to mention that when we jumped in, but that's something else that we're sharing. We will be sharing with you as well. So, all right, cool. All right, so what we want to jump into now is we're still on the side of, um, and I clicked on that, of course. Uh, let's jump into Amazon. Yeah,
Yep.
Amazon is they're actually, this next story is a little scary to me, but what was it called? Biometrics. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Um,
Just like fingerprint. Uh,
yeah, I can only say that this really is where things are going, um, because it's kind of like 7-Eleven. People want to get in and get it done and get out. Well, Amazon is now developing its hand recognition system that lets customers pay, as they wave their hands over things. And that's going to be interesting. Already, you can take your phone, like my phone, I can take it into the Amazon stores that they have, wave it, or put it over the little scanner. When you walk into the store, it recognizes your account or connects to your payment system. And then when you add stuff to your basket, it's kind of doing a tally, but it's not charging you until you walk out the store. From what I gather, this is the same idea, but you're not using your phone; you're
yeah.
using your hand. So
Next level.
yeah, this crazy next level. I mean, it's already we're when I open my phone, I use my thumb or my eyeball. you
Yeah.
know, my wife uses retinal scan for her
Yeah.
her
I wouldn't be surprised if they also do retinal scan.
yeah. Eventually, I'm sure, and I know that Apple is already jumping on that place. We know Google has been for years on that place. In fact, my Note 9 phone is an Android phone. So, you know, you know, what's left really? They got your fingerprints, they got your retinal scan, they've got Now they want to do your whole hand, and I think hand clearly is your fingerprints. I don't think
Mhm.
it's about palm reading. Really, it's just looking at obviously your fingerprints, which obviously Google's already collecting. I don't know how Amazon is collecting this. Um, and that's but then there's also voice recognition. There's Alexa, and I speak to my phone more than I type to my phone these days. My
Yep.
phone's like my personal assistant these days. So I don't you know just be aware of where things are going, people.
Yeah.
And
And I think earlier in the week you were also telling me that the future is gonna be those voice kind of thing, like, hey, Alexa, buy me some
yeah,
toothpaste or something.
yeah, yeah, we talked about that last week. If you're not in a place where you have some kind of perishable item, or if you have a perishable, like you know like you just said, Alexa, I need some new toothpaste, and you better be specific because they'll send you what they want. If you want some Crest or some, organic toothpaste, you better be specific about it. But it's basically that. And Samsung's coming in to the same place. I mean, my Samsung device, my phone, it's a Note 9, and I'm telling you, I mean, I connected with what's called smart devices,
Mhm.
which is everything now from refrigerators. I can sync this up with a Samsung refrigerator, and display my phone there, and that becomes a touch screen. I can then log what's not in the refrigerator. Light bulbs, smart light bulbs. I mean, man, it's getting to be kind of nuts. But the point is, we're at the point now where, you know, Gary Vee likes to use the example of peanut butter. Hey Alexa,
Mhm.
hey Google. And I'm surprised my phone didn't turn on just then, but I think I turned that feature off because I didn't want it to hear me. Hey Google. But what is it for Siri? Hey Siri. Yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Hey is a adjective now, or it's a verb. Yeah. Hey
Yep.
Siri. Hey Alexa. But we talked about this last week. You need to get to the place, if you're not there, especially if you have a perishable item, where you're what do we call it? Voice
Conversation marketing. I believe that's what.
conversation marketing. Man, I mean let me look that
I
up
think
even.
I think what the idea, the image I have in my mind is sort of something like a chatbot. Like, but instead of it, you're typing it, you're saying it. So let's say you say you want to get a toothpaste, then maybe Alexa might be asking you specifically what you want. I think that would be smarter that way.
Yeah, yeah, that would be smarter. You're a smart person. So,
Yeah,
um,
we'll be covering a store that is in a food item. Just like you mentioned peanut butter, but I think this is close enough. So we'll
yeah,
be talking later in
yeah,
the call speak.
yeah, yeah. We do have that. We're going to be sharing as part of our little demo today. Yeah,
Yeah, not exactly peanut butter, but close enough.
yeah, that's cool. Do you have that available?
Yeah, you want to do that now or later? Or do you have more news?
Yeah, we have some more news, but let's kind of break it up before I go there. We can kind of share what we're going to be talking about briefly and bring it up, and then we'll
Yeah,
come
I'll
back
bring
to
it
it.
up. I'll bring it
Okay.
up. Now, yeah, it's
Okay.
up.
It's up now.
Yeah, it's up.
Okay. So it's a good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is
Oh,
the
yeah.
came across this on LinkedIn, believe it or not. You also mentioned TikTok and LinkedIn, and I came across this on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
this
Cool.
is called PS Next,
Yeah.
and which has an interesting name, is PS.
Yeah. Yeah. What is
And
that? You asked me. Oh, like
uh,
PS script,
PS,
but
when I forgot where I saw it. I believe it's in a about us somewhere. I believe it's called Problem Solve. Yeah, Problem Solve. That's PS.
ah,
That's the
okay.
founder. and a story about it's an interesting story about how she developed this thing. So
Cool.
it's a healthy food, healthy snack kind of thing.
Okay. Well, we'll jump back into that in a minute. And then you're gonna do a demo bot based on that, yeah?
Yep. Yep.
Coolio, coolio, coolio. Okay, so next story we want to talk about is Shopify, I believe. Well, no. Do I have something on Shopify? We talked about Shopify briefly.
They bought
Um,
some company. I think that's why that's why you wanted to cover.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
Shopify.
logistics company.
Yeah, they bought a order fulfillment startup, um, a warehouse called Six River Systems for $450 million, which basically has autonomous vehicles that can move around the warehouse and pick up packages, and kind of like what Amazon was doing. But
Yep.
primarily, what I wanted to share with you about them and why Amazon came into, I'm sorry, Shopify came into my scope, if you will, is that their stock is up 150%, and second to only, of course, Amazon.
Hmm.
So they're they're moving. They're doing some great things. Shopify is, and you and I had a conversation about them, how their order fulfillment is similar to what Amazon is doing, but Amazon has a higher criteria now in terms of their order fulfillment, right?
Hmm.
And
But
that
the,
is
the good thing about Shopify's fulfillment, if I understand what they're doing correctly, is that Shopify will ship it under your branding. So if you're D2C, I think that's huge.
yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
Amazon won't do that. When Amazon ships it for you, it comes in an Amazon box.
I see, I see, I see. So Amazon basically will, and they also Amazon won't aren't buying wholesale from you, right? Only if you have a $10 million
Yeah.
sales process with them, yeah, or whatever you want to call it. If you're not doing $10 million worth of sales, Amazon won't buy your product, and it's very selective too. I'm understanding, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So their selection process. This is, of course, an advertisement. Um, this is CNBC Kramer. Trying to see this, of course. And of course, this is a very nice watch commercial. Good branding.
Shopify. Shopify wants to grow your small.
So, um, yeah, they're working with the small businesses, the same way that Amazon is, but their order fulfillment is similar to Amazon. Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah.
um,
Similar.
in the sense that um, you still have the same uh, approval process. Yeah, you still have to go through an approval like you did with Amazon.
Hmm.
Is that right? Or are they're not warehousing your products either, are they?
Cool.
Shopify.
If
This
they
type.
if you do the fulfillment service, then yes, they warehouse it for you.
Okay. So, and that's what kind of what we just talked about, is that they bought this warehousing startup for 450 million, because it has a warehouse, it has autonomous vehicles that will pick up products off the shelf, your products for you. But of course, you still have to be approved. You just, I mean, the same as Amazon, but Amazon's approval process is now includes you have to have be doing $10 million worth of sales with them. Yeah.
No, that's not that's not how it works. I mean, for you to do the fulfillment by Amazon, the requirement is not that much. But for them to buy wholesale from you, yeah, then that's where the 10 million comes in.
I see. I see. Okay. Okay. So I'm confusing the two.
Yeah.
For them to buy
Well,
wholesale from you.
there's you need to meet the criteria on what kind of products they are willing to store. So those like dangerous goods, if there's batteries and all these kind of things, it can get difficult.
Ah, I see. Okay, okay. All right.
And
So
if the things
anyway,
melt like chocolate, that's also gonna be an issue.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, anyways, back to Shopify. They're an up and coming brand. I mean, stock being up 150%, that's saying a lot. And then the fact that they're second only to Amazon, who is clearly their major competition. Uh, but still, it's one that um, we're actually pretty pro Shopify ourselves.
Mhm.
So definitely, and there are other stores out there. There are plenty of other stores out there.
Yep.
But Shopify is they're figuring it out and very quickly. There's some smart people there, so definitely want to keep an eye on them for sure. Yeah. So let's move to briefly before we jump into. Um, I want to share a little bit about Facebook Libra, but before we go there, um, I want to share with you about our relationship building template and how that works and what that's about and how you can get it at no cost. So this is our relationship building template um, that basically helps you to go from point A to point B. What's the whole point of it is to firstly we do what we call just kind of understanding foundational stuff at the bottom here, sharing with you or learning that you're tapping into the right audience. And believe it or not, a lot of people have this one problem where they think that they are tapping into their right audience of people, but tapping into them means you also have to have some kind of organic relationship, not just posting stuff to, or even what most people will do in the e-commerce space is run ads to their audiences, and they're even running ads in the competing marketplace, because if you don't know this, Facebook will you do what an interest, you're competing because Facebook will only show you certain interests, so you're competing, and so information is actually being kind of regurgitated, if you will, and shared to the same marketplace. But the point is that we help you with making sure that you're tapping into the right audience of people up front, and that means that you're having some kind of one-on-one conversation with them. And yes, I mean, look, it's no different, in our opinion, than going to an event. For instance, I'm here at an event with my wife, and it's a room full of her peers, and she's networking with them, she's talking with them. It's the same thing with social media. A lot of people are taking it for granted. They think that social media is where you just post your crap and people are going to follow you, but no, you've got to pretend, you've got to have that mentality that it's called social media for a reason. So you have to engage with people, you have to have some kind of interaction with them, like their posts, get back to the comments, and all that kind of stuff that's related to building your relationship. That's really what we're talking about. Then we have to make sure that you have the right messaging, and the right messaging doesn't mean we sell widgets to people of this age group. That says nothing to anybody. It doesn't tap into emotion. So we want to help you with making sure that you actually tapped into some aspect of who they are, some emotional aspect that this says you're solving a problem, not just features and benefits of. You have to really talk to people emotionally. You have to touch them. So of course, your product has to be something that people want, that audience that you're talking to, and that message aligns with that audience. So, or your product aligns with that audience. So that's kind of the foundational stuff we do and what we talk about. We even talk about in the middle section here, which Vince is going to be getting into in a minute, how to further deepen that relationship using some kind of automation. We're going to be doing a demo inside of Messenger bot, which we typically do. And then you want to really, the main thing we want to help you to get to here in understanding this and this template, as we outline for you, getting to a product ecosystem. So the numbers, and when you introduce a new product, you basically are, you know what's going to happen. You can have people pre-ordering. It's kind of like a, you know, uh, I want to say like a, what's that? I'm trying to remember when you have you're a startup and you want a Kickstarter. Is what I'm trying to remember. You know, each product launch is like a Kickstarter program. You know, so you know, and you can have people pre-order before you even get it to the marketplace what people are interested in related products. So we help you with doing all that, and the aspect that we're going to be getting into as well today is helping you with becoming a kind of a publishing content publishing warehouse where we're going to be using again Facebook Creator Studio with helping you to understand what your audience is interested in and how to get that content that you need to get out to them in a way that is timely, meaning it's scheduled and not just posting it. And you can get all your information, all your content up and ready and posted and kind of like, you know, it's a process. It's simple, meaning you can post all your content, you have it scheduled, and it's a calendar kind of approach. So, you know, that's number one thing you need to be doing in the first place these days is getting stuff out there and then engaging with your audience. Hashtags is how you get in front of them. But again, you have to spend time connecting with your audience. So that's a template that we've set up for you, basically how to get you from point A to point B with you know, creating that product ecosystem. So that's if that's something that you would like to get from us, we sure would like to share it with you. You just have to simply go to our Facebook page and type the keyword template, and then that will actually get sent to you immediately. So again, we appreciate your wanting to have a look at that, and feel free once you get the template. And we have a little bit of training associated with it. You can kind of download and look at how the template works, how to best get that set up, and see where you are in the system. Because you may have your audience already dialed in, but somewhere along the line there's something you need to fix. And if you know you get to the point where you have any questions, want us to help you with any questions or any ideas or brainstorming, we're here to help you as well. So that's the template. Um, let's go back to talking briefly about um, our last little news story is Facebook Libra. Um, that's, I know a lot of people think with Libra, well, they're still around, but we know that they're going through some changes. Yeah, Vincent. The you know, powers that be aren't making it easy for them to bring it uh, into the market, but you know, they were recently on the Hill, if you as we like to call it, talking to Congress and basically saying that the Libra will tie to the dollar, euro, yen, but not the yuan, which is a part of the trade war and some more things. Yeah, we know clearly there's a trade war going on. Whether that's directly related to that, I'm sure it has something to do with it. Yeah, Vincent, wouldn't you agree?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. But you brought up an interesting point as we were kind of digging into this a little bit, some other aspects of why China is basically getting the shaft by Facebook. Yeah.
Mhm.
What was that you said that was related to that?
Oh, Facebook is can't operate in China.
Yeah. Facebook and
Yeah. Facebook and all the company, the whole family, basically the WhatsApp, Instagram,
yeah. And why was that again?
and Google as well. Because
Yeah.
for them to operate in China, the Chinese government requires them to disclose all those personal data. They want all those data, and basically those big companies like Google, Facebook, they believe in the free internet, right? So
Yeah.
like you think like, hey, who are you? Why you need this? Like you can just Google things and you just Google it and we are online. So that's why Google doesn't want any of that, and because they don't want to release those those personal data, then that's why they got banned.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's a difficult place um, for China in two regards. So between the trade war and basically cutting them out of the world economy, and that's how I see this. Uh, Man, that's a hard place for China to be right now. So yeah, we'll see. The world is getting to be a strange place. Do you agree? So all right, so now we're ready to jump into our store speak critique aspect, where we talk about a store that we feel is very unique. We shared a little bit about the store already. Um, it's called PS.
Yes.
And it's yeah,
Yeah.
and PS.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
They so what they sell is this cookie dough.
Uh-huh.
So it's not those cookie dough that you make to make cookies, but you eat it raw like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Who doesn't love cookie dough? I love cookie dough. Yeah,
Yes, you can see um, how you can eat them. Just eat it like that, or blend it in with smoothies on fruits. Yeah.
yeah. So that's good. They give you. I I would imagine that most people are happy just to stick a spoon in it, but that's good that they share different ways that you can eat it. Go back to that.
Which one? Which one? What do you say?
Hang on a second. What shows you that it's vegan? Yeah, there's
Oh
like
yeah, yeah,
no.
yeah.
So there's like I'm not necessarily vegan, but I like to not eat like I don't do dairy for the most part. I don't. I'm like consider myself 80% raw, so I eat very little meat, if any. Mostly that it turns out to become more of a fish and fish, sometimes chicken.
Yeah.
But my point is that they get into what it's not, and then that's good. That's a good community to tap into.
Yeah. I think the website overall is very clean. It's very easy to navigate around, and I mean there's not much products anyway. Compared with the three, they also sell wholesale if you have like a retail store.
Good price on that.
Yeah, I believe so. It's well they sell by the 12 pack, $44. Yeah, I
Mhm.
believe it's decent.
You think that's a good price?
Mm-hmm.
12 for $44 plus shipping. I imagine.
Well, if you buy well two plus, that means more than two, or
Mhm.
is it two or more? What does two plus mean? Can you buy
Um,
just two? You get free
I
shipping, you
don't
buy
know.
two.
I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
It's a bit confusing.
Yeah, it's a little
Yeah,
bit
I
confusing
guess.
on that. I can assume that that means two or
I think
more.
two or more, right? Two or more.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So I guess you can buy two and you get free shipping.
yeah. What is this? Are they selling shirts and what? Or is that just their blog post or something or their Instagram post?
This is
That
probably
was
just Instagram. Yeah, yeah, it's Instagram.
okay.
They are in an expo.
Okay. Click on. Let's see what the rest of their Instagram looks like. Good little follower base there.
Mm-hmm. There's a Google form for something here.
Order form.
No, Google form.
Cool. relaunch.
Hmm. Well, they can definitely use Messenger for this and probably get better responses.
Yeah,
Although,
assuming they have a Facebook page.
yeah, they do have a Facebook page.
I like this. I wonder if they ship to Brazil. You
Uh,
can get anything if you pay the right price, right?
yeah,
So okay,
they're not running ads.
okay.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that we always suggest when you're running ads, and um, we highly recommend that you make them video ads, but you can also get in the testimonials, like inside their Instagram. If they haven't got people already and a hashtag already, they should set up a hashtag and get people to say, "Oh, I love this stuff." People enjoying it in different ways that they recommended. That would be a good tip for them to basically run ads that are, you know, user generated content, and
Hmm.
then some of the verbiage as well, in their ad. So video ads doesn't take much, 30 seconds, you know, 1 minute, 3 minutes in succession in that way. That is how you build relationships with your ads. You do
Yep.
30-second video, 1 minute video, and then 3 minute videos, and then that's the Gary V jab, 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 right hook. Then you got to get to the point where, all right, you like, and clearly trust us enough to buy something, but you don't want to, you know, you know, selling
Hmm.
is an art form. Yeah. So, Vincent, no, that's the one thing that they're missing is that messenger bot pop up asking a quality question, a relationship building question, so you can get them in the place of now sharing information and building relationship with them inside the messenger bot. So what kind of question would you think? I think there's some FAQs here that you're going to be doing a live demo on them. But if this were your site, what would you what question would you ask people to start engaging in conversation? Again, you want to keep in mind, you got to think of this as like you're walking out to people, and you're at a conference and you're wanting to meet people. You got to start engaging people. You don't go to a conference and pay all this money. Like my wife paid $600 to be here at this conference, and you want to make the most of it. Even if it's a group of her peers, you still want to, you know, make the most of your time out and being in front of your peers and with people. What would you ask once you had a messenger bot on this page, which everyone should have some kind of way to engage your audience, to capture that relationship? They're
Well,
there, you let
well, you
them
can ask,
bounce.
are you looking for a healthy snack?
Mm, that'd be one way. I think I might ask, what's your favorite flavor cookie dough?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, uh, what other way could you ask that? You could even say, would you like to receive a free sample? Hey, would you like to test our new flavor?
Hmm.
Just pay for shipping. I mean, you don't have to go into all that here, but once they say yes, then now you've engaged them into the messenger bot. So there are lots of ways. I mean, there's some clever, smart people, and these people seem smart enough, and they can see a good list of FAQs that you're going to share with them briefly.
Yep.
But that's something that um, you know you want to be able to get people. When people get an interest, you start building that relationship. You can start then having that place where all you're doing is order fulfillment. Talking to people who are ready to order, because as you scale, what's the option you have for scaling, right?
Hmm.
You can add more people, or you can automate some upfront stuff. Now, this is what the mistake most people made when it came to creating a business. When automation became very popular, they tried to automate everything from um, you know, an ad through the sale where they were just sipping Mai Tais on the beach, and that's BS. PS, that's BS. It doesn't work like that. Yeah. So,
Yep.
get comfortable with video. Do a live, do it behind the scenes, but be present. Get people to know you. Make the mistakes. Have fun. Be natural. Keep it real, as I like to say. In my video marketing agency, our slogan real, and you can buy back time. The hashtag we use is keep it real, like moving real. So be real, be yourself. Don't feel like you have to create a, YouTube production, in order to go live. Just be yourself. That's it. That's what people are connecting with. Okay, so you ready to jump into this demo
Yep.
with this?
Yeah, what we're
All
going
right.
to demo here, I mean, in the past weeks, we've been demoing like sort of a quiz to get people to ask the questions. But here we're going to do the other way. If somebody asks you questions, to respond to them quickly. And of course, some of the questions that you can definitely automate is those frequently asked questions, right? So one thing that, for
Yeah.
example, here, like, do you offer free shipping? So let's hop on to ManyChat here. This is the tool that we're using. You don't have to be using this. There's so many different tools that you can use, and pretty much, I would say all of them can do it. So in ManyChat, you go to automation and you go to keywords here. So what this means is that the chatbot is going to be waiting for this keyword. So let's say the keyword here is, let's just say shipping message. So it can be the message is exactly just shipping, or it contains the word shipping. Right? Yes, this is the one that we want. Then create keyword, and then create a reply. So if somebody, so what if somebody sells type in something like, hey, do you offer free shipping or something related that has the word shipping in it, and it's gonna trigger this message. So the first thing that you want to ask is to confirm whether we got that question correct, because if not, that's it's gonna be weird. So hey, and then we can get their name. I see you have a question about shipping. Is that right? That. And say yep. No, not quite. So we just want to confirm whether we got what we understood that question correct. So they say yes. Uh, Great, I can help you with that. We offer. Where was this? If you order 2 or more pieces. Oh yeah, so it's 2 or more. So we understood it correctly.
Cool. I mean, that's common. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not hard, but
Yeah, got confused for a while, but yeah, we got there.
Yeah.
And maybe you also want to include in, do you offer overseas or? Oh, there's quite a lot of things here we want to put this. Well, I guess this is good enough for now. Then if they say no, we can say sorry. Then maybe we can ask them to choose one of the options, and then we can say, for example, how is it good? And then maybe we can ask another one. Yeah, right, broken, something like this. And then the last thing you can say is, of course, talk to a human. So if they are having an issue, the last thing we want is to keep them talking to a bot, because nobody wants that, right?
Right.
If there's a
Exactly.
problem, you want to get to somebody as quickly as possible.
Exactly.
Okay, someone will be with you shortly. So the good thing about ManyChat here is that you can actually notify an admin. But this is just for demo. We don't have a pro version for this. You need to have a pro account to do to have the notify admin. And here, how is it shipped? We can copy this. Copy. I wouldn't just like this thing is a bit too much text. So what we want to do is break it up so that it's more readable. And what I like to do is also add delay so that add delay to the top. So it looks more natural.
Natural conversation.
Yeah.
All the text is coming at one time.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's that's simple. Basically, if someone let's go through again. If someone comes in with the word shipping, then we're gonna ask them, hey, you have a question about shipping, is that right? If it's yes, then we tell them it's we offer free shipping. So that makes more sense. Then of course we want to ask them, does that answer your question? Yes. No, not really. Yeah. Okay, of course, we can also make it fun with some emojis. So maybe put a funny face. Put a funny face. Yeah, perhaps. Perhaps if they choose no, we can link it back to this conversation. We can recycle this. Say yes, then say awesome. Is there anything else I can help you with? So that's that. Pretty simple. So let's go and test this out. Let's hop on to Messenger here and what's this called? D2C marketing. D2C. This is the one. So for example, one of your customer comes in. So this chat widget can be also on the website. It can be like on the bottom corner here, and if someone has a question, they can just type in, click on it and type in. So they can say type in like, "Hey, do you offer free shipping?" Right? Yeah, and then say, "Hey, Vincent, I see you have a question about shipping. Is that right?" Say yes, and that's the answer.
Good.
So let's say if you say no, that wasn't it, and say like yeah, there's some other FAQ that we can give them, and so yeah, it's just that simple. And the benefit of this is that I mean all these frequently asked questions, you don't want to be wasting your staff time answering these repeated questions again and again. I mean it's a pretty straightforward, simple questions, and their time is definitely better spent doing more productive things, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you don't want to spend your time answering this, all the time, especially when you start growing your store. Of course you can have it on your website, but again, you can have people scrolling through the FAQ there, but the more that you can connect with people on a personal level, and then guess what? When you see that, oh, a lot of people are asking this question, then guess what? You can create a video answering those
Mhm.
questions,
Yeah,
and being more
you can also
personal.
you can also put in those videos inside Messenger as well. And
Yeah,
not only as you grow your store. I mean, the holiday season is coming up, and there's going to be lots of people shopping, and lots of people
yeah,
shopping, lots of questions. You don't want to be spending your holiday on typing
right.
typing those
Exactly.
answers, right?
Yeah, yeah. So as much as you can get to a place where people are contacting you because they want to place an order or whatever,
Yeah,
you
like
definitely
like I
want.
mean, during Thanksgiving or during Christmas, like you want to be spending your time with your family, not answering those questions.
Yeah, yeah. So take advantage of automation, especially messenger bot. You can customize those questions and where people are, and people feel more personally connected. Like you know, think of that bot as someone is talking to over the counter at a department store, and it's
Mhm.
very personalized that way. You know, if I go to the counter and ask and talk to someone, my questions and responses are going to be different. Messenger bots, or relationship marketing, however we want to call it, conversational marketing. It's another way that we're kind of moving towards. It's AI, definitely connected to the AI aspect. Relationship marketing, or conversational marketing. It's all about a personal connection that we're reestablishing, that has been missing in e-commerce.
Yep.
E-commerce is easy for people to make money, but again, it's all about conversation these days. If you're
Yeah,
not making,
and you mentioned personalized. Now it's if you're using Shopify, those messenger bots, they are also pretty smart that they can keep track of what are the pages that they actually that your customers actually visit. So I mean, this particular website only has three products, but I mean, as they grow, or if you have a lot more products, then you can see like, hey, what exactly is it that they're interested in? Are they
yeah,
interested in the peanut butter flavor or some other flavor or some other
yeah,
products? On.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and it allows you to have a better conversation with people when they're like inside your messenger bot and they have a question, you know, can you do this in bulk? Can you do a party? Do you do any other flavors? Imagine you have 1,000 people asking you for, do you do this in peanut butter and chocolate chip? Now you know what you need to create, and you can pre-sell it. So man, this is such a powerful tool, and we hope that you guys really get into this aspect of marketing and this that's basically conversational, really. But it's kind of like when the United States went through a deep recession. I worked for a mortgage company, and I was, you know, basically I was the front line. I was calling people and asking if they need to refinance and qualifying them before they got to someone who can talk about their finances. It's the same thing with messenger bots. You got to think of it that way. They are your, cheap, qualifying front desk, and the categorize people. We haven't gotten into that much, but based on what people say and how they're responding inside the messenger bot, you're putting them into categories, or as Ryan Levesque likes to say in his Ask book, buckets. So then you can personalize back to that person. So, anyways, let's move on. Good stuff. We're about almost an hour into. Before we jump out of here and say goodbye, I wanted to just briefly share with you something that I really think is huge when it comes to using Facebook Creator Studio. So, in the past, what I've been sharing with you really is how to post both inside of Instagram and inside of Facebook, how to schedule those posts. And next week, I'm going to share with you how you can schedule those posts, um, based on when your audience is online. and it's really related to where I am right now in the audiences. But because we don't have enough audience, and I imagine when we get to 100, we can give you this information here based on their age and gender of your followers. When your followers online, this is exactly what we want to share with you. But because we just started our Instagram account, we don't have that data here. But this is how deep this is, man. This is so powerful for content creation and the analytics. This is something, Creative Studio is something you've got to be doing right now, especially for Instagram and your Facebook page. And you're definitely going to see those growths with using the Messenger bot process. But just so you can see, I'm going to open up my personal Instagram account so you can see what that data looks like. And then you can start scheduling your content both inside of Facebook and inside of Instagram based on the data that you have here. So you can see a pretty decent Instagram account that's all organic. I've not purchased any leads and any of that good stuff. So this gives you an idea of the demographic of people and the gender that I'm reaching. Okay, so luckily, majority are men at between the ages of 25 and 35. And then the next group is women between the age of 35 and 44. So now, what does that tell you when looking at this? Now you know who you need to be running ads at, what the age group, for me anyways, that I need to target when I do ad spend. So if you're doing an ad spend and you're targeting every cost of gamut here, that's not a good ad spend. I'm going to focus most of my attention inside the 25 to 45 age group. That's just one aspect that you want to know. And here's when you want to know. Now, this shows you the day and the hour. The darker it is, the better is when most of your audience is online. So here's Tuesday at 2 p.m. It's like one of my most prominent times. Wednesday at 3 p.m. There's 33 people on my Instagram that I can reach. So this would be the optimal time for me to schedule a post inside of my Instagram account. Okay, so and then you can see what city. So if you want to dig in mostly into, very highly targeted audience and running your ads at them, or even if you want to do a geo tag or something, or do something related to New York, so you can get in front of that audience. You definitely want to be able to take advantage of this demographic or this insight that we're seeing here. So clearly, a lot of people are following me. Majority are from the U.S. and New York and London. These are places, because, and especially since I lived in London, that's probably why I've got a good follower base there. Surprised me. Well, interestingly enough, New York, and Los Angeles are swapped, in my opinion. But the point is that it's showing you the percentage of my followers coming from these different countries and when they're online. Is more important. So this is so important for you to really start doing your posting of your content, and that's when you're going to start getting results for your Instagram. But of course, you have to have a certain number before you're going to see this kind of data in here. But again, the point is that now you know how to create a post. So for instance, let me go and, well, I'm going to skip that because we don't like to stay close to being an hour. You can go backdate and watch our other shows, how to create a post and how to schedule them, all that kind of good stuff. But now I've shown you how you can actually be more efficient with posting your content. So
I think it's not just when to post. I think it's also about understanding who your audience is and tailoring your message to that specific audience.
Yeah,
like I believe, like earlier in the week we also mentioned something about the customer journey, right? So it's like understanding where exactly, like are they like at work when you're looking at your phone?
yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, we talked about the fact that, what was it that you're saying that somebody had done showed a report where they were
I
showing.
can't exactly remember the details, but they were following his mother, and when that person actually buys milk, and they eventually they found out that those people, they actually buy on their mobile phone while they're at work, and then they are shopping it online so that when they get home, it is delivered to them.
Yeah.
I thought that was quite interesting because
Yeah.
if you didn't do all this research, you wouldn't have found out that they were actually buying it on their mobile phone while they were at work.
Yeah. And we kind of have the same data. Now we're assuming that most people that are on Instagram aren't, you know, entrepreneurs, but the majority that were online on today or yesterday, and the show looked at today was 3 o'clock. Yeah.
Hmm.
So where are people at 3 o'clock? They get that 3 o'clock lazy eye, where you pretty much don't want to be at work and you're tired, you know?
Hmm.
So, people are online at 3 o'clock, and we can assume that they're at work at 3 o'clock. So, but that made that report that much more interesting to say these were people who are buying milk, which was very specific at
Yeah.
work. It was like scary, to be honest with you. It's like, dang, what's next? We already know what's next. You're gonna be running in, as you're waiting for your next train, as you wave your hand, it could be someone or machine that you walk up to in the subway or wherever and just grab your milk because you've already paid for it. You put your palm up and, you just grab your milk and stuff. So biometrics is where we are, people.
Hmm.
Live with it. Anyways, that's all we have for today. I was going to dig a little bit into the Instagram, um, basically replicating a TikTok feature, but we'll get into that next week. If you don't know already, TikTok and Facebook, Instagram is really in the place where they're going to do what they did to Snapchat, just kind of just take some features. The feature they're going to be adding is one that uh, basically I love, and if you're not on TikTok, you should be. It's not for kids anymore. It's like Instagram used to be, and it's not anymore. But the feature that's going to be inside of TikTok is one that where you can. I'm sorry, feature that's going to be inside of Instagram is where. Let me go ahead and share this before we get out of here. Anyways, I'm already jumping into it, so I may as well share it, right?
Hmm.
Now, I like TikTok because it's very creative. It's video based, but basically, it's fun. Be honest with you, I love to see how people are doing certain things and doing voiceover. It's fun. I enjoy doing TikTok, but this is the feature that's going to be adding where you basically it's where TikTok clips where you see, especially young girls, they do these these video clips where they're wearing clothing and then they kind of jump, and then when they land they're wearing something else, and they put their hand over the picture or the camera and they move it, they're wearing something else. It's very cool. I really like that a lot, and I'm glad that Facebook is going to be adding this feature as well. So bravo to them to kind of, hey, let's you know let's borrow, if you will, this fun feature and add it to our stories. I love that's again one feature I love about TikTok. I've not used it, but I watched other people do it, and I've seen looked at different ways that they do it and different other tools that they even might integrate with and bring into TikTok. So yeah, that's fun stuff. I love TikTok really. And Instagram and Facebook is actually feeling that heat from them too. So that's going to be a fun feature, and I'm looking forward to using it. And I hope that if you're not on TikTok, you need to be, because yeah, Instagram is really a little bit concerned about them, and for good reason, to be honest with you.
Yep.
Yeah. So, anyways, again, we want to thank you for joining us today at Let's Talk D2C. Well, we talk all things direct to consumer, and we like to share some really cool stuff. I hope that you got a lot out of it today. We thank you for watching for sure. Definitely want for you to take advantage of the effort that we put into our template that we shared with you earlier. If you're interested, just go to our Facebook page and type in the keyword template, or inside of our Instagram, which we just set up, and send us a DM with the keyword template, and I'll be sending directly to you right away. And it's a good way to see how messenger bots work, or conversational marketing is kind of the new phraseology being used out here. We're trying to come up with our own, as a matter of fact. So we're really trying to be clever, kind of like inbound marketing and growth hacking. We're trying to come up with something that is conversational marketing, relationship marketing, something along that lines of building the relationship. But anyways, if you're interested in that, download that template from us, and get a feel for how that can work for your business and your journey and becoming a product ecosystem and all that kind of good stuff. Oh, one other thing we forgot to add and talk about was, do you want to talk just briefly about D2C Daily?
Oh yeah, I think let's just give them a yeah,
Yeah.
because here, I mean, in this live show, we talk a lot about. I'm already sharing the screen, by the way.
Okay.
We talk a lot about news. We came across this website called DTC Daily. It's direct to consumer daily, which basically cover all the news.
Yeah.
And they also do. They bring on like the CEOs of different, like this Q&A with the CEO, so can keep in touch with what other like the consumer brands are doing,
Yeah.
and some are doing some pretty innovative things. And yeah, like what we call it, the skate where the puck is, right?
That's yeah. Yeah. So they do a podcast. We spent a few
Yeah,
minutes listening to them. They're out of the UK. Yeah.
they're out of the UK. That's right. But
Yeah.
the news is not UK related. It's anywhere you are. It
Right.
applies to you.
Right. What else? They have their directory. Yeah.
Yep, they
An
have
index,
direct
an index there.
index directory. Yep.
Yeah. What we really love about this site is that they talk in their index. They show you the companies that have been funded.
Yeah.
So these could be. We want to share this with you. Go ahead.
So I'm sorry.
What were you saying?
Yeah, I was saying, yeah, here's the funding, the funding list here, and then the size of the company as well. But they did a lot of research into this.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we like this site a lot because this is where you can, as a D2C, can learn some things. If you're interested in getting funded, an angel investor or Series One, is it Series One, Series A funding, I believe. You can learn some things. It's a good place to learn, and that's what we try and do here. We want to be a place where you can learn how to do better business, how to create better relationships, and you can learn from watching what other people are doing. So that's why we wanted to share the site with you. We're going to be spending a lot more time, digging into this site. This is a gold mine to us, so we're grateful.
Yep.
Thank you, job, Vincent, for finding this accidentally.
It's going to be,
Yeah, this is what happens when you're doing your thing. When you got your head down on stuff, you discover new things. Viagra was discovered by accident. Yeah.
Yep.
So at any rate, guys, we appreciate you again being here. We always have fun here. And if you have any ideas as to what we can do to help this program to be a more service informational to you, we appreciate you letting us know. We always want to bring you more quality stuff to help you to do better business. So again, we're at d2c.com. I said it correctly. Usually .com. Yeah, I usually say .com. Some reason I want to make that dot, but I said it correctly. You can find us on our Instagram, as you saw, and you can find us inside of Facebook. And we would love for you to follow us. Everything that we share here, we like to post. So if you something that we share that is of interest to you, you can find it inside of our Facebook page for sure. And that's all we have time for today. Appreciate it. Anything you want to add before we bounce, Vincent?
no, that's good stuff.
Yeah, good day. Good day. I love it. We're having fun. We're having more fun as we get into this. And it's going to be even more fun that Vincent has discovered this new direct to D2C daily. I mean, Everything there is what we're tapping into. That is our community. And as we tap into our community, we hope that you tap into us as part of your community as well. So next time, this is Sandy saying ciao from Brazil.
Vincent from Indonesia. See you guys next week.